Hello, my name is Dr. Robert Paczkowski. I am a high school teacher at West Leyden High School. This is for physical science. We are going to learn how to label a periodic table for our purposes in physical science. Okay, here's our periodic table. We do have over here groups, valence, and oxidation numbers. Okay, and here we have the three different little key that we have here. So that's where we're going to start out. Okay, now first thing we'll do is to label the groupings. As you see, the numbers above here, we will be putting in there 1, 2, 3, etc. So if you pause this for a moment, you can fill in your chart for the groupings. Groupings are also considered families. Okay, because they do have all similar properties as you go up and down the group. Okay, so if you pause now, you will be able to fill that in. Also, you will be able to see there is a key here which you use for the actual elements. Okay, the next thing you will do is you will put the periods. As you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You may also, for purposes on the right side of the chart, put alongside, which we don't have room for, but the periods 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that you don't make a mistake as you go across. This indicates periods as you go horizontally across, and this indicates the number of shells or energy levels that you have. You may want to pause it now to put on your different periods. Okay, the next thing we are going to put in is the valence electrons. The valence electrons, you will see, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the valence electrons are the outer electrons. And we will be using those for chemical reactions and bonding in the next unit. So I will put it on pause for a second. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is oxidation numbers. Oxidation numbers will be used, explained in the next unit, but it will be used for bonding also. So if you see the O's up here, +1, +2, +3, yes, that is plus or minus 4, -3, -2, -1, and don't forget the last row, 0. You can pause that for a second and put your numbers in. Okay, the next thing that we are going to do is you are going to label the different areas here. So you will need some colored pencils and some way to be able to mark these. So the first thing we are going to do is the metals. And you will notice that the metals are all on the left side of the chart. Okay? And you will also notice that hydrogen is an exception. It is not colored. And we will explain that later, but do not color that as a metal. Okay, you can pause it while you color that in, and then continue it for the next part. Okay, the next part we will have is the metalloids. According to our book, it is also called semiconductors. Semiconductors. Sorry for the spelling there, but it's semiconductors. You will see that they are all right here These may or may not be considered semiconductors or metalloids, depending on the book that you have or the teachers that you have. But these are all universally considered semiconductors or metalloids. So please pause that and take a moment to color that in. Okay, the next one that we will be working at is the nonmetals. And you will notice that is where hydrogen lands, and you will see it's all on the right side of the chart. Okay, the right side of the chart, you will be able to label that. So if you want to pause for a moment and label that, you can do that at this point. Okay, I'm sorry. Now we are going to add some other items into here that you will need, and you are good to fill in your periodic table with this. So as we said here, you should also have that as family. You can write that in there. Valence electrons, outer, you can write that in there. Okay, you will also notice the atomic number, the atomic weight or mass number, which is what our book is calling it. Okay, so you might want to make that change on there so that you don't mix that up. Okay, now, all of the elements from here to here are considered transition elements. They are unique, they are transition metals. They are unique in that the electrons can be picked from inner levels, and so they are kind of unique in their own way. Okay, if you take a second, you can pause that while you fill that in. Okay, the next, if you look over to the left side of the chart, grouping 1 is also called the alkali metals. Okay, that's what group 1 is called. They react very violently with water. They are soft, shiny, and I will give you a moment to pause that to fill that in. Grouping 2 is the alkaline earth metals. Okay, they're harder, denser, and that is their designation for grouping or family 2. And I will pause a second so that you can pause that to fill that in. Okay, the next group is group 17, is the halogens. Okay, they are most reactive nonmetals. They form with number 1 to form salts, hence the NaCl, that's the way to remember it. So sodium, chloride form together, very reactive over here, very reactive over here, but when they come together they form salt, which our body needs to survive. I'll let you pause that for a moment while you fill that in. The last group is group 18. Okay, that is, as most of you know, the noble gases. Okay, they are inert, which means they are non-reactive compounds. They're usually they're not compounds. They don't react to become compounds. They usually hang out by themselves. They are single atoms. And that is what you have to do to fill in the periodic table. If there are any questions, please email me at rpaczkowski@leyden212.org. Thank you very much. Bye.